Here are signs that show someone is a victim of narcissistic abuse, are you? Have you ever noticed how survivors of narcissistic abuse develop quirky, unexpected habits? It's fascinating and heartbreaking how the mind and body adapt to protect themselves after enduring such emotional chaos. These behaviors might seem strange, like overthinking every conversation or feeling uneasy in social settings, but they're powerful coping mechanisms born from the need to survive. In today's video, we're unpacking some of these unique habits, exploring what they really mean and how they reflect the deep, lasting impact of narcissistic abuse. Curious to find out more? Let's jump right in. 1. Nervous smiles and laughs. Have you ever caught yourself grinning or chuckling awkwardly during tense moments? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many people who've been through narcissistic abuse develop this habit as a way to handle uncomfortable situations. It's not about genuinely finding something funny, it's more about trying to ease tension. Dr. Linda Martinez-Louis, a specialist in narcissistic behavior, points out that humor often becomes a shield against emotional pain or conflict. While it might seem harmless, it can leave you feeling disconnected, as the laughter isn't authentic. It's just a way to feel a little safer. Take back control. Pay attention when you feel the urge to smile or laugh in these moments. Try grounding exercises to stay in the present and respond calmly instead of masking your discomfort. 2. Jumping at sudden noises or movements. Do you find yourself startled by loud sounds or unexpected gestures? This reaction could be rooted in the constant state of alertness you lived in during narcissistic abuse. When chaos was your normal, even minor surprises could feel like potential dangers. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, author of The Body Keeps the Score, explains that this hyper-alert state is your body's way of staying ready for danger, even when it's no longer needed. Unfortunately, this reaction can stick around, leaving you feeling jumpy even in safe settings. Calm your body. Focus on relaxing your nervous system with techniques like deep breathing or muscle relaxation. Gradually expose yourself to small, harmless surprises to help your body relearn that it's safe now. 3. The urge to constantly clean or organize. Do you often feel the need to clean or rearrange things, even when it's unnecessary? For many who've experienced narcissistic abuse, this becomes a way to cope. When life felt chaotic and out of control, tidying up might have been the one thing that gave you a sense of order. Life coach Melody Beattie explains that when everything else feels unstable, organizing your space can provide a small sense of stability. So if you've been reorganizing your closet for the 3rd time this week, it's not really about tidiness. It's about reclaiming some control in a world that felt unpredictable. Finding balance. Practice mindfulness to remind yourself that life doesn't need to be perfectly ordered to feel okay. Gradually let go of the need for absolute perfection, reminding yourself that your worth isn't tied to how organized things are. 4. Constantly doubting your memory. Do you ever feel unsure about your own memories? This is a common effect of narcissistic abuse, where gaslighting tactics distort the truth and make you question what really happened. Over time, this can leave you second-guessing yourself. Dr. Jennifer Freed, an expert on betrayal trauma, explains that when your reality is repeatedly undermined, it's natural to doubt your own perceptions. You might catch yourself wondering, did that really happen, or am I imagining it? This self-doubt can be exhausting and make it hard to trust yourself. Rebuild your confidence. Start writing down your thoughts and experiences in a journal. Having a written record can help validate your reality and slowly rebuild your trust in your own memory. 5. Saying sorry too often. Do you catch yourself apologizing for things that don't even require it? Over-apologizing is a common habit among people who've endured narcissistic abuse. It often comes from being conditioned to feel responsible for everything, even when it wasn't your fault. Narcissists excel at making you think you're always the one to blame, keeping you stuck in a cycle of guilt. Dr. Romain Diesel explains that this response is linked to gaslighting, manipulating your sense of reality so you feel at fault. Eventually, apologizing becomes second nature, even when it's not necessary, as you try to avoid upsetting others or triggering conflict. How to stop over-apologizing. Pause before apologizing and ask yourself if it's really needed. Replace sorry with alternative phrases, like thanks for understanding, to shift the habit into something healthier. 6. Avoiding eye contact. Do you find yourself looking away, even when you feel safe? This could be a lingering effect of narcissistic abuse. In those situations, eye contact may have been a way for the abuser to assert dominance, intimidate, or criticize you. Over time, avoiding eye contact became a way to protect yourself from feeling vulnerable or attacked. Therapist Dr. Shannon Thomas notes that survivors often feel watched or judged, even in non-threatening environments, which can make eye contact feel overwhelming. Rebuilding confidence. Start small. Practice making brief eye contact with people you trust. Over time, you'll feel more at ease and recognize that eye contact can signify connection rather than control. 7. Downplaying achievements. Do you ever hesitate to share your successes or feel like your accomplishments don't matter? Survivors of narcissistic abuse often minimize their wins because they've been conditioned to expect criticism or indifference. Narcissists tend to belittle your achievements to keep you from feeling empowered or independent. Dr. Tara Well explains that survivors might avoid celebrating success to dodge potential backlash. This can lead to brushing off praise or staying out of the spotlight, even when you deserve recognition. Celebrate your wins. Write down your accomplishments and reflect on how far you've come. Share your successes with friends or loved ones who will genuinely celebrate with you, reinforcing that your achievements are valuable. 8. Struggling to accept compliments. Does receiving compliments make you uncomfortable? If someone says, "You did amazing," do you feel unsure about how to respond? Survivors of narcissistic abuse often find genuine praise unsettling because they've been conditioned to associate compliments with manipulation or criticism. Narcissists can erode your confidence by either dismissing or weaponizing compliments. Dr. Craig Mallin explains that this leaves survivors doubting the sincerity of praise and feeling unworthy of positive feedback. Instead of embracing the compliment, you might find yourself deflecting it or brushing it off. Learn to embrace praise. Practice accepting compliments with a simple thank you and a smile. Remind yourself that genuine recognition reflects your value and isn't something to be suspicious of. 9. Freezing during arguments. You find yourself freezing up when conflicts arise. If you've been through narcissistic abuse, confrontation might feel overwhelming, as though you're paralyzed and unable to respond. This reaction often stems from the way narcissists escalate disagreements into intense emotional battles. Therapist Dr. Judith Orloff explains that many survivors default to a freeze response during conflict, trying to avoid further harm by staying silent or disengaged. Reclaim your power. Prepare a few calm, assertive phrases to use in disagreements. Practice them in low-pressure situations to build your confidence in speaking up when tensions run high. 10. Overthinking messages. Do you spend too much time analyzing every word in your texts before hitting send? Survivors of narcissistic abuse often develop this habit, worried that their messages might be misunderstood or provoke a negative reaction. Narcissists are skilled at twisting words, making you doubt even the simplest statements. Dr. Sherry Campbell notes that this hypervigilance about how others might perceive your messages can drain your energy and make communication feel like a constant battle. Let go of overthinking. Focus on your intent when writing messages, and trust that clarity and kindness will come through. Allow yourself to send messages without overanalyzing. Know you can't control how others interpret them. Understanding the unique habits that arise from narcissistic abuse is a powerful step toward empathy and healing. These behaviors are not just random quirks. They are survival strategies shaped by intense experiences. If you see these patterns in yourself or someone you love, remember, you're not alone. Healing is a journey, and recognizing these habits is the first step toward reclaiming your sense of self. Be kind to yourself along the way. Patience, self-compassion, and support are your greatest allies in this process. And whether you're on your own path to recovery or supporting someone you care about, it's okay to embrace the weirdness. Those little quirks are often signs of incredible strength and resilience. Thank you for being here and for showing up for yourself. You are stronger than you know, and your journey is an inspiration. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and remember, you've got this.